This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. An adequate notice of the meeting has been provided as required by law. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later date. All contracts awarded by mayor and council must comply with the affirmative action requirements of NJAC 17:27. Fire exits are located in the directions I am indicating. In the event of a fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Youngblood.
Here.
Councilman Hilton.
Here.
Councilman Casales.
Here.
Councilman Story.
Here.
Councilman Kelly.
Here.
Councilman Elmowasi is not here. And Mayor Clark.
Here.
6 residents.
Thank you very much. This time I would ask everybody to please stand. Madam Clerk, if you could please lead us in a prayer and the pledge of allegiance.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties. In all our perplexities, we ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in all our dangers, in all our sorrows, and grant us thy peace. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Are there any communications this evening?
No, there are not, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. In terms of reports and recommendations of Mayor, first I apologize to the residents for my casual dress this evening. I do believe that this is a formal affair when we come here. I normally wear a suit. The only time I have not worn a suit was after Hurricane Sandy. The reason why I'm dressed like this is I just got back from the League of Municipalities literally 5 minutes before the meeting started. So I apologize, not out of disrespect that I'm wearing these clothes, but rather out of respect for the process and wanting to be here to make sure that I was functioning in the capacity that the voters of Roselle Park have chosen to select for me. I have one other item that I'd like to discuss this evening. There's a photo that was taken of the monument in front of Veterans Memorial Library. Oh, and I see Mr. Lyman Thompson came here. Mr. Lyman Thompson would like to donate this photo to the Borough of Roselle Park to place somewhere in council chambers. I wasn't expecting him to be here this evening, but at the very least I would like to get approval from council to accept the gift. And secondly, I'd like to get some idea of where we might place it so we can formally dedicate this photo at the next meeting. So with that said, can I first hear a motion to accept the gift?
Mayor, I make that motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? A big thank you to Mr. Lyman Thompson. We'll formally dedicate the photo at the next meeting. And can I have some ideas of where people think that it should hang?
Right above the 5 services.
Because the mayor-elect, Council President Hopkinson may have a good idea, and certainly he's going to be staring at it for 4 years likely. So, is everybody in agreement that that's a good spot to hang? So, Mr. Thompson, I see that you just walked in. We thank you very much for the gift, and we will hang your generous gift for the next meeting, and we'll dedicate the next meeting. Thank you very much. At this time, that concludes my comments for now. I may make some more comments later on, but I'd like to move on with the agenda. Are there any certificates of proclamations this evening, Madam Clerk?
No, there are not, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we are in the month of November, so we will begin our reports this evening with our 5th Ward Council Representative, Mike Yankovic.
No report at this time.
Next up is our Councilman at Large, Council President and Mayor-elect Carl Hopkinson.
Thank you, Mayor. It's going to be very short tonight. Basically, I just want to give you in a couple upcoming events. Saturday on November 22nd, the Friends of the Roselle Park High School are having their cabaret night at the high school to open up and show off the new chairs for the auditorium that they've been working on for about the last 4 years. It'd be a great night, and also it would be great to support them, buy a chair, great Christmas gift, something that will last for another 30 or 40 years. So I'm looking forward to the night of the cabaret, night of Broadway, Usually, the Parkers get together on Wednesday, November the 26th. We call it Alumni Night, Frenchies, all the high schools, and throughout the years. We've had people show up that have been graduated 60 years ago, and we've had kids that have graduated last year. But we keep an eye on them. On Friday, November the 28th, the day after Thanksgiving, at 10 a.m. in the morning, the new dentist that opened up at 201 Westfield Avenue was opening up his shop for any person with a dental problem that they can't afford. He's willing to help the residents of his borough, to help do any minor dentistry work for people that are in need. So he's doing that on Friday, November 28th at 10 a.m. at 201 Westfield Avenue, the old Cubex. The Dentist for Smiles. I also brought with me, for 4 people that are sitting in the audience, I have my backpacks. The response has been pretty good. We're trying to get 40 backpacks filled for the Christmas holidays to give out to our homeless vets. So I brought 2 with me tonight if anybody wants them. I have them. And I'd like to wish everybody out there, all 4 of you, TV Land, and my members of council, a very happy, safe, and healthy Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Joining us this evening at the dais is First Ward Councilman-elect Mr. Eugene Yola. Welcome. And now I'd like to turn our attention to our First Ward Councilman, Councilman Andrew Gasidas.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of things. We have still continuing with our 5-year planning process for capital improvements in the borough. We have all the plans in, and we reviewed them in summary, and now we're going to go back and we're going to pick a couple of the departments that we need further clarification on a few issues, and then we can move toward finalization and scheduling of those improvements. So that's really good news. And we have our CFO sent out letters for the budget requests that are due in the coming week, tomorrow, for 2015, just operating requests for the departments. We have, the last thing that I want to report on is we're going to be proposing one of the 4 resolutions we have on tonight is the agreement with the collective bargaining agreement with our crossing guards. That's the 4th bargaining unit we've been able to settle a contract with this year in anticipation of the expiration of that contract on December 31st. It falls in line with the way the borough has negotiated all the other contracts successfully, and that's good news also. So there's been a lot of planning and a lot of execution, and it's a good all-around for the future sustainability from a financial perspective of the borough. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Next up is our 2nd Ward Council Representative and Councilwoman at Large-elect, Ms. Charlotte Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I just want to thank everyone who showed up for the Veterans Day ceremony. It was a very nice ceremony. We were very fortunate with the weather. And I especially want to thank Karen Intile for her hard work in putting it together. As always, it came off flawlessly. I want to remind folks that on December 2nd, there will be a foreclosure seminar at the Church of the Assumption. This is put on by Union County. Please, if you don't have to be in foreclosure, you don't have to be in pre-foreclosure. If you're just a little bit worried or anything, please do attend, because there are a lot of help available out there. And then finally, I'd like to thank the Indo-American Senior Citizens Group for inviting me to attend their recent meeting, and a very welcoming, very nice event. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is our 3rd Ward Council Representative, Councilman Ron.
Thank you, Mayor. This past Thursday, November 13th, at the last joint sewer meeting, the board unanimously approved the 2015 budget with an overall increase of 1.78%. The largest anticipated item decrease is litigation fees. And while there are several pending litigation matters, none are expected to be resolved or inflict additional funding for 2015 at the very least. So that gives us some time to plan ahead for future years here. And in speaking on any pending joint sewer litigation, there are no updates on any of the matters right now. And that will conclude my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. That concludes our council reports. Now we'll move on to our departments, and I will begin with Karen Cobb. As you're making your way up here, you've already heard some other people thank you for Veterans Day. You know, that's a holiday that's near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate the way that you ran the show again this year, and certainly including all the kids. It's the third year in a row that we've included the kids. It really does add to the ceremony.
Thank you very much. And hello, everybody. I just have a pretty short report. I just have to emphasize we've gotten so many donations for Thanksgiving as far as help. Lighthouse Ministries came this week and dropped off a lot of food. Methodist United Community Methodist Church dropped off a lot of food. Cornell Hall came through today and brought 12 turkeys. I have a promise of 12 more turkeys from the school, from I believe it's Aldine School. So, I mean, we're doing very well, but just so you know, we have 35 baskets we have to put together. So the Girl Scouts today came in and finished off 12. So I have 12 baskets made without turkeys, but everything else. So I'm hoping a few more baskets will come in from other organizations because we're giving them out for Thanksgiving on Monday. So we're working on it, but if anybody wants to come and donate anything, including a turkey, it would be greatly appreciated, because if it doesn't go out Monday, for sure it will go out for Christmas, because we do the exact same thing at Christmas time, but then we add presents for kids on that one. So we can use as much help as possible, but I do want to thank all the great organizations that have helped us, and I just hope they keep coming. I want to mention that we really had a great Heart Grant program. I know a lot of you were busy and couldn't make it, but it was really excellent. We had over 100 people attend. There were over 100 people in the audience, and the music, the band was wonderful. And we got food donated from Cornell Hall, and we also had Locust Street Deli. We bought some finger sandwiches from her, and everything. The food was excellent. The show was excellent. It was very, very nice, and everybody can't wait to come back, because every time we do it, we get a few more people. So we had over 100 people. It was really a nice program. And I want to thank everybody that helped me for Veterans Day. Everybody's just been so wonderful and working together, which is what this community needs. So it's really good to have all the help I get. The tree lighting ceremony is Friday night, December 5th, inside the Casano Community Center. It starts at 6:30 to 7:30, and then the open house is from 7:30 to 9. That afternoon, my senior citizens have been invited to the high school for their senior Christmas party. So they're going to be partying all that day, my seniors. And they also have our Christmas party at the Casano Center the day before, so it's going to be one very busy week that week. Leona, our poet laureate, had her reception last night for her exhibit that she has at the Casano Center, Remembrance, New Jersey, 9/11 Memorials. It was very well attended, and I'm sure that she was very happy about that. And I think that is all I wanted to really tell you about. The year is coming to a close, and all new events will start again. But the last one is the tree lighting. So that's my report, unless somebody has any questions.
Thank you very much.
And of course, congratulations to all of those that won.
Just one quick question. I know you said you need turkeys. Are you okay with other supplies, or do you need people to bring in other things?
Anything that would be appropriate for a Thanksgiving dinner, stuffing, gravy, even a fruit, because we like to have like maybe cranberry sauce or applesauce. Anything that you would like to have for a Thanksgiving dinner is what we'll take, because if we have to make extra baskets, we'll put that stuff in. Biscuit mix, stuff like that. Potatoes, canned potatoes.
And
if you can just stop by and see me or call me tomorrow about the tree lighting, whatever we need to put in place for that.
Oh, and I have to ask you something too. I need all the paperwork for the heart grant, for the heart grant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we'll go around the horn and we'll begin with our Chief Legal Counsel, Mr. Richard Humphrey.
Thank you, Mayor. Just an update on some legal matters, and actually I have two for closed session. It's the matter of Cali versus Borough of Roselle Park, and the matter of D'Agostino and Sacred Heart Church versus Borough of Roselle Park. Outside of that, it's been pretty quiet the last 2 weeks. Do want to wish everyone, our mayor and council and their families a happy Thanksgiving. All the residents, happy Thanksgiving. And on a personal note, if you don't mind, I'd like to wish my wife a happy 10th anniversary today.
Not only do I not mind, I also would like to wish Christine a very happy anniversary.
Dedication.
We'll try to get you out of here quickly. Next up is our borough clerk.
I have no reports, Mr. Mayor.
Not according on you.
That's okay.
And last but not least is our chief financial officer, Mr. Ken Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. Just real quick, Tuesday, November 25th is the tax sale here at, I believe it's 10 a.m. That's all I have right now.
Thank you very much. I will now entertain a motion and a second on the reports of the departments.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the reports of the departments.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Reports of the departments are hereby accepted. It is now time for our public comment portion.
Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to open the public portion of the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The public comment portion is now open. Anyone wishing to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind.
Jacob McGarris, 612 Sheridan Avenue, Roselle Park. Ladies and gentlemen, the audience, viewing audience, members of council, good evening. To the chair for the borough attorney. Would you be so kind enough to repeat if there were any closed session items, because that hearing device that you folks give me is broken. It don't work.
Would you like to give and take, or do you want to?
I would like to clear this up first.
Okay. The two items for closed session that were
I can't
mentioned.
hear you.
The two items for closed session that were mentioned by Mr. Huxford were Cali versus Borough Roselle Park, and D'Agostino and Sacred Heart Church versus Roselle Park.
Thank you. To the chair. Update on pigeon netting under the Chestnut Street Bridge. Is there an update? We're going to go back and forth.
The update is that DPW was looking at it. I know that they took down any damaged old netting, and I believe they're in the process of replacing it. If it hasn't been replaced, I haven't been here in town for the past 3 days, so I'm not sure what's happened in the past 3 days.
You're not a full-time mayor, that's why you've not been there.
No, actually, no mayor in Roselle Park is a full-time mayor.
We're going to have one pretty soon.
What you're going to have is a good mayor, for sure.
I would like to publicly, to the chair, I would publicly like to thank Dave at the Donato's Florist Shop for the yellow ribbons for the Yellow Ribbon campaign. Comment, I would like to congratulate the unsuccessful candidates in the past municipal election and congratulate the successful candidates. And, all right, I'll do that one later.
wishing to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, and tell us your time and mind.
Mayor, members of council, seeing no one coming forward, at this time, I would like to close the public portion of this meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I would like to address one comment that was made by Mr. McGarrah. I haven't been in town in the past 3 days because I was at the League of Municipalities meeting. It's a meeting that I was attending for the benefit of the community. I pay for that out of pocket, by the way. And I'd also like to point out that Mayor-elect Hokinson was at the League of Municipalities also. So your comment about having a full-time mayor, I don't know if it was ill-intended or not. I think I can probably surmise what your reasoning was for it. But there is nobody that has dedicated as much of their heart and time to the Borough of Roselle Park in the past 15 years while sitting in this seat as I have, and that's for sure. And I'm sure that Councilman Hokinson will be a phenomenal mayor, and I'm sure that he will dedicate as much time as he needs to dedicate to the town as I am. I believe there are probably some minutes to be approved this evening.
Mayor, members of council, I would like to make a motion that the minutes be approved pending any corrections.
Second.
Any corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The minutes are hereby approved.
Mayor, and members of council, I'd like to make a motion that the bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yakovo.
Yes.
Councilman Hokinson.
Yes.
Councilman Cassius.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
Not affirmative, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Bills and payrolls are hereby approved. Thank you. I believe we have some ordinances for second reading this evening. Madam Clerk, if you can please read ordinance 2423 by title.
2423, ordinance amending Chapter 2, Sections 2-61.1 and 2-61.2 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park regarding direct deposit for compensation.
Mayor and members of council, I would like to make a motion at the public hearing on this ordinance number 2423, 24, and 23 be open.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Public hearing for ordinance 2423 is hereby open. Anyone wishing to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind with regard to ordinance 2423 and ordinance 2423 only.
Mayor, members of council, I would like to make a motion, seeing no one coming forward, to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2423, 2430. 2423.
Any questions? I'm sorry, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Public hearing on ordinance 2423 is now closed.
Mayor, members of council, I would like to make a motion that ordinance number 2423, 2423 be adopted on a second reading and advertised as prescribed by law.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yakovo.
Yes.
Councilman Hokinson.
Yes.
Councilman Cassius.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
5 affirmative, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 2423 is hereby approved. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2424 by title only.
2424, an ordinance fixing the salaries for personnel in the Roselle Park Police Department, the PBA, in the County of Union for the years 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Do you have somebody else?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Mayor, I make a motion that the public portion of ordinance number 2424, that's 2424, be open to the public at this time.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
The public hearing for ordinance 2424 is now open. Anyone wishing to speak on ordinance 2424 and ordinance 2424 only, please step forward, state your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind.
Mayor, seeing no one coming forward, I make a motion that the public hearing on ordinance 2424 be closed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Public hearing on ordinance 2424 is now closed.
Mayor, I make a motion that ordinance 2424 be adopted on second reading as advertised as prescribed by law.
Second.
Any questions or comments on 2424? I would like to thank, again, Councilman Cassius, who has been instrumental in the negotiations for all of these contracts. I'm not going to say for each one. I am grateful because I believe what Councilman Cassius has done is he's set our town in the right direction in terms of our budget process to include all of the salaries that we're going to be paying for the next several years. And I thank you. I thank the full-time employees that have worked on it as well, including our Chief Financial Officer. Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbo.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
This is one of the few times I have to abstain because it's monetary for the PBA. I am still a member, but again, it's only the few times that I can abstain.
Councilman Cassius.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Ron Kelly.
Yes.
4 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 2424 is hereby approved. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance 2425 by title only?
An ordinance fixing the salaries for personnel in the Roselle Park Police Department, the SOA, the superior officers, in the County of Union for the years 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 2019.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Mayor, I make a motion that the public hearing on ordinance 2425, that's 2425, be open.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, the public hearing for ordinance 2425 is now open. Anyone wishing to speak on ordinance 2425 and 2425 only, please step forward, state your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind.
Mayor, seeing no one coming forward, I make a motion to close the public portion on ordinance 2425.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, the public hearing on ordinance 2425 is now closed.
Mayor, I make a motion that ordinance 2425 be adopted on second reading as advertised as prescribed by law.
Second.
Any questions or comments on 2425? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbo.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
As previously stated, I have to abstain because it's a monetary item for the PBA, which I am a member. But again, it's only one of the only times I do not vote for the police department.
Councilman Cassius.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
4 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 2425 is hereby approved. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 2426 by title only.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 2363, fixing the salary of certain employees, clerical, of the Borough of Roselle Park for the years 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 2019.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Okay, just checking. Okay, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion at the public hearing on ordinance number 2426 be open.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Public hearing for ordinance 2426 now open. Anyone wishing to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, tell us what's on your mind with regard to ordinance 2426 and ordinance 2426 only.
Mayor and members of council, I'd like a motion to close the public portion on hearing number 2426, 2426. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The public hearing on ordinance 2426 is now closed.
Mayor and members of council, I'd like to make a motion that ordinance number 2426, 2426 be adopted on a second reading and advertised as prescribed by law.
Second.
Any questions or comments on ordinance 2426? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbach.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
Yes.
Councilman Sines.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
5 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 2426 is hereby approved. Now, Madam Clerk, I believe we have 3 ordinances for introduction this evening. Could you please read ordinance 2427 by title only?
An ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Roselle Park, abolishing Chapter 3, Section 17, entitled Curfew for Juveniles.
Mayor and members of council, I would like to make a motion that ordinance number 2427 be adopted on a first reading and advertised as prescribed by law for a second reading and public hearing on December the 4th, 2014.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on 2427?
Mayor, I'd just like to make a comment. I know this is for introduction, but this is at the recommendation of the Public Safety Committee and the Chief of Police.
Any other questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbach.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
Yes.
Councilman Casayas.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
5 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 2427 is approved for introduction. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance 2428 by title only?
An ordinance amending Chapter 40, Sections 40-601 and 40-3002 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park, entitled Terms Defined, 601, and Signs, 3002.
Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion that ordinance number 2428 be adopted on a first reading and advertised as prescribed by law for a second reading and public hearing on December the 18th, 2014.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbach.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
Yes.
Councilman Casayas.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
5 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance 2428 is approved for introduction. Madam Clerk, could you please read ordinance 2429 by title only?
An ordinance amending Chapter 60, Sections 60-2 and 60-3 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park regarding salaries for school crossing guards for the years 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 2019.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilman Casayas?
Yeah. I don't know the dates. December 1st. Mayor, I make a motion that ordinance number 2429 be adopted on first reading and advertised as prescribed by law for second reading and public hearing on December 4th, 2014.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckelbach.
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson.
I have to abstain. Can't remember.
Councilman Casayas.
Yes.
Councilwoman Story.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
4 affirmatives.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 2429 is approved for introduction. We'll now go into our consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read resolutions 230-14 through 233-14.
230-14, approving collective bargaining agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and the school crossing guards for the period January 1, 2015 to December 31st, 2019. 231-14, rejecting all bids for Charles Street roadway improvements and authorizing the borough clerk to re-advertise. 232-14, authorizing the treasurer to issue checks in the total amount of $40,876.05 payable to multiple lien holders for redemption of 4 tax sale certificates and issue premium checks totaling $2,500 from the tax collector's premium account. And 233-14, authorizing contract for police radio equipment repairs and upgrades pursuant to state contract number 83931 to Procom Systems, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $98,400.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Does anybody wish to remove it? I'm sorry, the information first, and then we'll find out if everyone wants to remove any of the items. These matters considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of any item unless one of the governing body requests that it be removed from the consent agenda, in which case it will be heard in the normal sequence on the agenda. Yes, sir.
I just want to on 230-14, I'm going to have to abstain because of the ordinance.
So noted. So we will not remove it.
I won't remove it, but...
There's a family member that you had, so you're abstaining on 230-14.
Yes, sir.
Any other item to be removed? Do I hear a motion on resolutions 230-14 through 233-14? And I believe that's come from the other side of the dais.
I make a motion on those resolutions.
Second.
Thank you. So 230-14 through 233-14. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Yuckabov?
Yes.
Councilman Hoganson?
Yes, except for 230-14.
Councilman Cassius?
Yes.
Councilwoman Story?
Yes.
Councilman Kelly?
Yes.
5 affirmative.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 230-14, 231-14, 232-14, and 233-14 are hereby approved. Are there any matters for referral to committee or council? Ladies and gentlemen, this could be a record. I guess now we're ready to go into our closed session. Are there any additional matters for closed session that we need to be aware of? Whereas the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Roselle Park wish to discuss matters which are described in the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12, and whereas the general nature and subject of the matters to be discussed are Cali versus Borough of Roselle Park, potential litigation, D'Agostino and Sacred Heart Church versus Roselle Park, potential litigation, whereas the time, when, and the circumstances under which these items discussed in closed sessions may be disclosed to the public at a future time, now therefore be advised the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Roselle Park adjourn the open portion of our meeting and open a closed portion of the meeting. So is there a motion for the close?
Motion to go into close, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We're now in closed session. Thank you, everybody, for coming out this evening. Okay, we're back in open session and closed session. We discussed two items, potential litigation, Cali versus Borough of Roselle Park, and litigation D'Agostino versus Sacred Heart Church versus, D'Agostino and Sacred Heart Church versus Roselle Park. We did not reach a conclusion on either one of those items, and therefore we have nothing further to report. Do I just hear a motion?
Make the motion that we close the meeting, sir. End it.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn.
Make the second to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.